Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jasur and I'm the founder and legal representative of this company, JR & Firm. We're a corporate consultancy company. We provide company formation, structuring, restructuring, and many related corporate services. We are based in Shanghai, China, and we have offices in Hong Kong, US, Uzbekistan, and obviously in China. So if you have any questions, you can actually check out our website, our services, and get in touch with us. Now, in this video, I'd like to talk about requirements to get a work visa to Hong Kong. If you start a company in Hong Kong, it's one of the most common questions actually we get. Can I apply for work visa in Hong Kong? The answer is yes. The short answer, yes, of course, you can apply. However, there are certain conditions that you need to meet. As the company founder, company director, you still will be considered as the employee of the company. Because sometimes people just confuse that they say, oh, I own the company, so why can't I just apply and then get approved? It doesn't work like that. The immigration policy, it applies for all the employees of the company, including the company director, because company director is the position. You need to understand that, okay? If you have a company in any country, including Hong Kong, and you're just a shareholder, you're the owner of the company, then you're not entitled to apply for work visa, because you don't have a position. But when you have a position, that's automatically considered that you are an employee of the company. So then, of course, depending on the country's requirements, you need to fulfill those requirements, right? So for Hong Kong, there are several pathways actually. But for business owners, the most common category, most common, so to speak, like a route to go to Hong Kong is General Employment Policy. It's shortened as GEP. General Employment Policy has certain requirements. That starts with graduate degree from recognized university. Okay, assuming you have that, you tick this box. Next thing is relevant work experience. So if you're applying for company director position in a trading company, assuming you have a trading company in Hong Kong, then you must provide relevant work experience in that field. Usually it's between 3 to 5 years, right? It can be either before your education or after education. Okay, this is one of the very important aspects as well you need to pay attention to, because obviously when you're a student, generally speaking, you cannot work. So immigration will have questions on that as well if your work experience collapses with your education period. Next requirement is obviously contribution to the local economy. It means that your business plan should potentially bring financial benefits to Hong Kong. Okay, that's very important. And of course, when the company is new, you need to have enough money in the company account to cover your living expenses and of course the salary, annual salary. And the amount of this annual salary is compared to the Hong Kong standards. So basically, in average, as a company director, you should be you should make sure that the company has approximately, let's say, 350 to 400,000 Hong Kong dollars, because as a company director, you're expected to pay yourself, again, based on Hong Kong standards, is around 30,000 Hong Kong dollars a month, 30,000 or around that range. And of course, you need to make sure that you rent an apartment first. Or if you don't want to rent an apartment, then you need to make sure that the company has enough money for your apartment as well, so that you can say that my company will cover my living expenses as well, because you can include that in your labor agreement. In your labor agreement, you can say that, okay, company will pay you salary plus living expenses, living allowance for your, let's say, apartment. And Now we are coming to the most important part of the requirement, which is your position should not be readily available or readily fulfillable, if that's a word, by Hong Kong citizens. Okay, that's very important. It means that you need to prove with different means, like maybe an announcement at the local gazette about this position, and wait for certain time, maybe a week or months, and then actually create this proof for the immigration that your position cannot be fulfilled by the local people. See, this is like very, very important. At the same time, it's a very hard requirement. It's not easy to actually go through this. And yes, of course, it means that it doesn't mean that you cannot fulfill this. It is absolutely possible, because there are companies which do that on a daily basis. Basically, they bring foreign employees, but still, these are the requirements. You see. So to summarize, first of all, graduate degree from recognized university, related work experience, contribution to the local economy, and financial stability of the company to cover your salary and also the living expenses. And lastly, lack of local to fill this particular position, which is very important. And if you want assistance with this, we provide such services. We can assist you for the Hong Kong work visa from A to Z, but your job as the company owner and company director is to provide these technical requirements here, including the financial stability, financial contribution. If the company is new, obviously, how are you going to prove the financial status of the company is by injecting capital in the company account. Most of the companies actually in Hong Kong run by foreigners from outside of Hong Kong. But from time to time, we get this question like, can I relocate to Hong Kong? So this content, this video is exactly for this kind of people who want to relocate to Hong Kong. But like I said, it's not easy. Compared to mainland China, definitely it's, really hard. In mainland China, you can set up a company, a trading, consulting company, or different types of like restaurant, etc., etc. Then you're not expected to inject any capital for most types of businesses. There are certain types of businesses which, based on new policies, new requirements, require you to inject capital. For example, this tourism company. If you want to start a travel agency, inbound, outbound travel agency, then you're required to inject this 300,000 USD, and plus you need to employ at least 5 local Chinese travel agents in your company. Then your company will be able to get this travel agency license, for example. But compared to that, if you start a trading company, import and export, or a consulting company, very simple. It takes 1 month to start the company, and then as the company director, if you qualify, the qualifications are pretty much the same to the Hong Kong, with the exception of this financial contribution thing. So quickly, if we count, the requirements for mainland China work permit is graduate. You need to have minimum bachelor's degree from recognized university, related 2 years work experience minimum, and non-criminal background check from your home country. Then obviously you need to provide office lease agreement in China, in mainland China, and also apartment lease agreement. And by the way, in Hong Kong, when I counted the requirements, I skipped those requirements because these are naturally required. These are not like some additional requirements. When you're applying for work visa in any country, okay, including Hong Kong, Singapore, US, Canada, whatever, China, in any place, company must have a physical office space. You cannot have virtual address and then expect you will be granted work permit, right? It doesn't work like that. So once and for all, I want to make it very clear. And in China as well, obviously, among the requirements, there's a lease agreement for your physical office space and apartment. And also in China, you need to go through medical check in one of these designated hospitals. And that's pretty much all. You don't have to really inject any capital, unlike in Hong Kong, or you don't have to really, make sure that your the position is not readily covered by local people. You don't have to prove that. Okay, in China, this requirement doesn't exist. Maybe for now. Okay, maybe it will change in the future. But compared to Hong Kong, as you can see, there's a lot of differences, and plus. It's much easier to get work permit in China for now by simply registering a company. So I always recommend, if you want to register a company, it should be done only for the purpose of tax or for the purpose of doing business only. It should not be for the purpose of relocation. But yeah, if you insist on relocation, of course, you need to go through all these requirements, steps, and, it's achievable. Why not? But generally speaking, based on our experience, based on our clients, they register the company in Hong Kong as the mother company of the mainland company. That's for the sake of having control over the financials of the company, and potentially later on they want to get the money outside of mainland China. So when you have this mother company in Hong Kong and then child company subsidiary in mainland China, it's a lot easier to transfer funds from mainland China back to the mother company in Hong Kong. And from Hong Kong, you can take your money elsewhere. And plus, there's a tax benefit as well. Because in Hong Kong, based on this company policy, company law, they have all the income which is coming outside of Hong Kong is not subject to Hong Kong corporate tax. So mainland China is considered a separate jurisdiction. It's a separate country to Hong Kong. So therefore, whatever money is coming from mainland China to Hong Kong is not subject to Hong Kong taxes there. So therefore, a lot of like 99.9% of the companies, they decide to have the mother company in Hong Kong, not in the US or UAE or some Singapore, for example. Compared to Singapore, actually, Hong Kong is a much better place, especially from tax perspective as well. I'm going to make a video on this topic separately, but quickly to mention, in Singapore, there's a corporate tax. And if you avoid that corporate tax as a kind of offshore company, the banks are not going to like that very much. So it's for companies who are willing to pay that kind of corporate tax, and also like a banking system compared to Hong Kong is not very easy to work with. So that's another topic on its own. Let's talk about it later. But still, Hong Kong is considered the better place. Now, to summarize, Hong Kong company, through the Hong Kong company, you can get work visa, but that's not easy. Compared to China, it's definitely difficult. So what we recommend is start your mainland China company, sponsor yourself with work visa in mainland China. You can choose one of the locations in the southern China, for example, Guangdong province, Shenzhen, very close to Hong Kong. You will have almost the same thing, except of course the language. But still, nowadays most of the younger generation in China, they speak perfect English. But of course, you can still have your Hong Kong company as the parent company of your mainland China company, and then still have the same business structure. And potentially when your business is up and running, maybe you have a lot of like transactions, maybe you run the company 6-7 months, 1 year, then it will be a lot easier for you to apply for Hong Kong work visa on the basis of that business proof. You don't have to prove many things, because the company will be active, will have a lot of transactions. So, all right, you can see on the screen our contact details. You can, contact us through email, first of all. Second, you can add us on WeChat. This number is on WeChat, WhatsApp, and Telegram. And if you would like to talk to me please book an appointment, book a call. Okay, there's a section on our website. You can click on that. You can see it on the screen here, and then book a call with me. We'll discuss all of your questions one-on-one. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.